Open a Budweiser and pour yourself the most inviting glass of beer you've ever tasted.
Sure.
Cold, golden Budweiser with that good taste for good times. So go ahead. Live life, every golden minute of it. Enjoy Budweiser. Every golden drop of it.
Budweiser beer is for folks who know where there's life. Where there's life.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Where there's life, there's Bud.
Ah, home sweet home, the little nest, where after work a man can rest, or take a peaceful stroll outdoors, doing little simple chores.
Weed the garden, cut the grass, paint the window, fix the glass, trim the shrubbery, grind the axe. But take it easy, dear. Relax.
Oh, these little women have a way, but maybe I forgot to say, she always has my favorite brand, Carling's Black Label beer on hand.
What a happy thought. Hey, Mabel, a great idea. Black Label, nothing too good for good company. Carling's Black Label beer, the quality brew at the popular price. Enjoy the best, take our advice. Get Carling's Black Label, Carling's Black Label beer. Mabel, Black Label, Carling's Black Label beer.
How do you like the table, dear?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, now you know what I've been doing all day. And Harry, leave those meatballs alone.
Yeah, noisy lid.
The salad dressing's Jane's recipe, but the fruit mold's mine, Harry. Stay away from the shrimp.
How'd you hear that?
I do want the table to look just right for the party, and you know they'll be here soon. Harry! Pour me a Miller High Life, too, dear,
Would you believe it? I was just going to do that.
Enjoy life with the bright, clear tasting beer.
Miller High Life on your table means you know quality and good living. Wherever you go, Miller High Life is known as the very finest, and it is.
Miller High Life, the champagne of bottled beer.
Lovely table.
Especially this end.
They're here.
Be right back.
Sparkling.
Flavorful.
Distinctive.
What'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon. What'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
When you're watching TV boxing bouts with fighters swinging hooks and clouts, the moment that bell begins to sound, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon from the very first round. What'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
What'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
What'll you have?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Smoother, smoother, smoother flavors, zest and sparkle, millions favor. Taste that smoother, smoother flavor.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Finest beer served anywhere.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
What'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I'm Klondike Pete, I tend the bar for men both brave and bold. It warms my heart to serve them all the ale with brewer's gold. Enjoy that golden flavor, true ale flavor. Oh, that Valentine. Ale with brewer's gold. Brewmasters know this brewer's gold, the best hops from the vine. They brew it into Valentine for flavor genuine. It's got that golden flavor, true ale flavor. Oh, that Valentine. Ale with brewer's gold. Remember, friend, ale is the trend. Enjoy the genuine. For ale that's really light and gold just makes the three-ring sign. Enjoy that golden flavor, true ale flavor. Oh, that Valentine. It's the genuine. Ale with brewer's gold.
Better than beer?
Can it be?
Try Carling's Red Cap Ale and see.
We brew fine beer as well as ale, but we brew Carling's Red Cap Ale. Folks say it's all good beer can be. Pull us a little bit more.
You'll see.
Better than beer?
Can it be?
Try Carling's Red Cap Ale and see.
At Carling's, we brew both beer and ale, and each is mighty popular. But here's what more and more people tell us about Carling's Red Cap Ale. They say Carling's is quite unlike all other ales, and it gives them more pleasure than any beer or ale they ever tasted. They say it's light, and hearty. So they call it light-hearted.
Carling's ale is light and dry as the smoothest beer ever.
But Carling's Red Cap has extra flavor, the heart only a fine ale can give you.
Try it yourself. Decide for yourself.
Better than beer?
Can it be?
Try Carling's Red Cap ale and see.
Try it tonight.
All we need is someone to do the commercials for 2 weeks while we're on vacation, Harry.
I think this man will be pretty good, Bert. Bob Hetrick.
Okay, Bob. Take it from the top.
Okay. Hello, friends. This is Your Name.
Don't read that. Give your own name there.
Oh, okay. Hello, friends. This is Bob Hetrick. He pours out the beer.
Oh, my.
Friends, today's Peels has a long-lasting head that holds. In the fresh-poured
Not
flavor...
like that, you bubble brain. Today's Peels has a long-lasting head that holds in the fresh-poured flavor all the way down. That means that Peels, with its long-lasting, natural, creamy crown, keeps the good beer flavor the whole glass full, see?
Oh, sure.
All right, take it from Be Sure to Pick Up.
Be sure to pick up a pickaxe.
That six-pack.
A six-pack of today's Peels. The
Oh,
beer
my
that keeps its
word.
creamy crown. Today's Peels is really the beer drinker's beer.
Well, he's got it now, Bert.
So this is your old friend, Your Name, saying so...
Blade wet and silvery in the reflected light. All so vibrant and alive. Coors, America's fine light beer, recalls this joy of living with its sparkling, natural taste. Brewed with pure Rocky Mountain spring water, it embodies all the goodness of the high country. The light golden color of Coors reflects the beauty of springtime, so delicate, strange, and wondrous. That's why Coors is America's fine light beer, refreshingly different. Try it and see. Coors, America's fine light beer, is a symbol of this scenic winter wonderland where nature rules stern and serene, where stark beauty balances the awesome elements, where a pervading stillness grips the land. Water in motion freezes to crystalline ice, imprisoning all but the swiftest current, a current whose compulsive motion never ceases. Coors captures the spirit of this untamed wilderness because it's brewed with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. It embodies all the fresh, clean taste you get from water in the high country. Pure, icy cold, and satisfying. It makes the difference time and again. Try Coors, America's fine light beer.
Schmitz, one beautiful beer. Schmitz is a dry beer, a mellow beer, a hearty beer, blended into one beer, a light, bright, fun beer. Schmitz,
one beautiful beer.
Is a dry beer, a mellow beer, a hearty beer, blended into one beer, a light, bright, fun beer. Schmitz,
one beautiful beer.
Schmitz, you're beautiful.
Schmitz, one beautiful beer.
Beautiful.
Schmitz is a dry beer, a mellow beer, a hearty beer, blended into one beer, a light, bright, fun beer. Schmitz,
one beautiful beer.
Beautiful.
What makes Schmitz of Philadelphia one beautiful beer? Blending does it. Schmitz is a dry beer, a mellow beer, a hearty beer, blended into one beautiful beer. Schmitz of Philadelphia, beer as beer should be.
Schmitz, one beautiful beer.
Beautiful.
Schmitz is a dry beer, a mellow beer, a hearty beer, blended into one beer, a light, bright, fun beer. Schmitz,
One beautiful beer.
Schmitz, you're beautiful.
Gentlemen, be seated. First, Harry and I would like to say thank you to everyone who voted for us. Those of you who voted for E. Gordon Gibbs, come home, all is forgiven. Second, we intend to repay the debt by brewing you a delicious beer to drink. And that's just what we've been doing since we're back. We are brewing and shipping out a Peel's beer that even my usually quiet brother is excited about. It's the best beer we've ever bottled and kegged and canned. Yes?
Mr. Harry Peel, is there anything special about this beer you're brewing now?
Well, only the flavor.
Only the flavor?
As Bert said, it's the best flavored Peel's beer we've ever made. I hope all of our friends will try it. Yes?
Mr. Bert Peel, what's the first thing you did upon reassuming the office of president of Peel's?
I cleaned all Gibbs' junk off the desk.
Any further questions? Thank you, Mr. President.
Don't mention it. Harry, you don't suppose this was picked up by Telstar, do you? You know something, Harry? I'm worried.
About what, Bert?
About our mandate from the viewers. They voted us back, and they have a right to expect certain things from us.
Well, I don't think our mandate is any more than to brew a good-tasting beer and just be ourselves.
Well, that's it. I'm not worried about brewing the beer. You're an artist in that brewery. I think the beer you're brewing now, since we're back, is absolutely delicious. The shipment that went out this morning is the best beer that ever left the brewery. If only they'll try it again. It's so good now. We've got to make them try it again.
Well, what are you worried about?
About me. I don't think I'm the same old flamboyant Bert. All this in the past 2 years has made me more reserved and mellow.
Bert, watch out.
Why, you big lummox. Next time, drop breadcrumbs so you'll know where you're going.
Sorry, pal.
Big clumsy. If he was my size, I'd have blacked his lookers for him. What are you grinning about?
Bert, the viewers have nothing to worry about.
Viewers, thank you, thank you.
We've been reading through the hundreds of thoughtful and encouraging letters you've sent, and they make us very happy. And the fact that you all seem glad we're back is wonderful.
That's right. Here's one here. It's great to have you back. Here's one I don't like, Harry.
Who's
Cheap
that?
Paper, too. John Donnelly-Cott of Smithtown, same to you, fella.
Well, we are very grateful, and we're trying hard to repay your kindness.
My brother and I are brewing you a Peel's beer that is without question the most flavorful brew that ever tingled your taste buds. It's the best flavored Peel's we've ever made.
So please, won't you try it again?
Oh, and another thing. Last time, some of you, and you know who you are, were laughing at our commercials and not buying our beer, right?
Well, Bert, every man has a right to decide.
No, sir. Not this time. The free ride is over. All hitchhikers off. This time, we have a new theme. I'm laughing with Peel's in my hand. What's fair is fair, Harry.
Refreshing as the land of sky blue waters, land of lake and pine, cool enchantment. Ham's the beer refreshing, Ham's the beer refreshing.
The land of sky blue waters, a big, fresh land. You can see the bigness, feel the freshness, and in Ham's beer you can taste it. A taste as big and fresh as the land of sky blue waters. Ham's, Ham's.
Refreshing as the land of sky blue waters, land of lake and pine, cool enchantment. Ham's the beer refreshing, Ham's the beer refreshing.
Wouldn't a cold Ham's taste good right now?
Refreshing as the land of sky blue water, land of lake and pine, cool enchantment. Ham's the beer refreshing, Ham's the beer refreshing.
The land of sky blue waters, a big, fresh land, a man's land. And for the man who really likes his beer, it's the big, fresh taste of Ham's. Ham's, with a taste as big and fresh as the land of sky blue waters.
refreshing cans.
Wouldn't a cold Hams taste good right now?
There's one sure way to beat that tired, thirsty feeling that naturally follows a hard day's work. Just stop in at your friendly Stag Tavern. Look for the sign of quality, Stag Beer on Draft, and order a cold, thirst-quenching glass of famous Stag Beer. There's nothing else quite as refreshing, as satisfying, and as downright good tasting, because Stag's flavor is the result of over a century of brewing experience. Notice Stag's rich, creamy head. Taste its can't-be-copied, smooth, dry flavor. It's America's first dry beer. Extra brew to give you that extra beer-drinking pleasure. Enjoy a cold, golden glassful of Stag Beer on Draft today at your friendly Stag Tavern.
Hi, George! Nobody's giving away my car!
Not your car, Mr. Magoo, but one just like it. This is the first prize in the Name Mr. Magoo's Car Contest, or the Chevrolet Impala, or Corvette Sports Car.
And 77 other prizes. Get your entry blank wherever you buy Stag Beer.
Where there's life, there's Bud.
Oh, gentlemen, a little less formal.
At the tavern where you see the sign, at the restaurant where the food is fine, Budweiser Draft is the choice every time. Where there's life, there's Bud.
There's just nothing like a cold glass of draft beer, and especially the taste that's captured in every glass of Budweiser Draft. One glass and you'll know why. This is the king of beers.
Where there's life, you can bet
there's Bud.
At the spot on the corner where the crowd appears, here's what the barman always hears. Draw us some Budweiser, king of beers. Where there's life, where there's life,
Where there's life, there's Bud.
Budweiser.
Look for the sign that says Budweiser on draft.
The night was full of familiar sights and sounds. The lighting of the corner gaslight, the gentle clip-clop of a horse-drawn carriage, and the friendliest sound of all, the music and laughter at the neighborhood beer garden. It was a time when just about everyone loved a good glass of beer, and there were many great beers in those days, beers full of flavor, beers like Pabst Blue Ribbon. In fact, it was back in those wonderful days that Pabst won the Blue Ribbon as the nation's finest beer at the Chicago World's Fair. Pabst went down easy, tasted just great. It was hearty and full of flavor. And now you can enjoy that old-time flavor that likes you best today, because we brought back the original Pabst. Original Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, brewed by the first of the great Milwaukee brewers.
Whether you're a four-step bowler or a five-step bowler, doesn't make much difference if you knock down the pins.
But when it comes to brewing beer, there is a difference of opinion that really matters. You see, some brewers believe in making two kinds of beer. One beer for the tap.
And a different beer for bottles. And cans.
But not Milwaukee's favorite, Blatz. Blatz makes just one great draft brewed beer. Some goes into Blatz kegs for the tap, and the same great draft brewed beer goes into Blatz bottles and cans. That way, you always get real draft brewed pleasure from bottle, can, or tap.
I'm from Milwaukee, and I ought to know. It's draft brewed Blatz beer wherever you go. Smoother, fresher,
less belly, that's clear.
Blatz is Milwaukee's finest beer.
Milwaukee's favorite, too, Blatz. It's draft brewed.
Here's why people like you like Drury's best. Flavor in, sweetness out. Drury's beer is wonderful. Big tea time is fun time. Drury's time is fun time. You'll shout that big, deep fun and laughter. Fun, fun. Here's why people like you like Drury's best. The flavor's great, no doubt of it, sweetness is brewed out of it, Drury's beer. You'll shout for that big, deep fun and laughter. No fulfilling after, more flavor, less filling, more fun.
Why do people like you like Big D best?
Because Drury's beer means more fun in a glass. Yes, more fun in a glass.
Drury's brews flavor in, sweetness out, so you can enjoy glass after glass with no full feeling after.
That means more fun.
Yes, more and more people like you like Big D best. Drury's beer, a perfect balance between flavor and lightness. Drury's beer, more flavor, less filling, more fun. That's why people like you like Big D best. How about joining them right now?
Gee, what a wonderful beer.
What are we doing? We're fire brewing. Well, let's get hot.
Stroh's beer, brewed for flavor over fire. Fire brewed at 2,000 degrees. You get more flavor because fire brewing brings out all the flavor of the finest ingredients in Stroh's beer.
The smaller the bubbles, the better the beer.
The smaller the bubbles, the better the beer. That's the flavor secret of Regal Cheer.
Pour a glass of Regal. Because of a special bubble filter process, Regal beer has smaller bubbles. See? The Regal bubble is definitely smaller. Small bubbles last longer, lock in more flavor. Hold Regal up to the light. Twist the glass and watch those feathery plumes of small bubbles. Now taste Regal. Mmm, brisk, bright, mellow to the last refreshing sip. Remember,
the smaller the bubbles, the better the beer. That's the flavor secret of Regal Cheer. The smaller the bubbles, the better the beer. For that Regal feeling gets Regal beer.
Today.
Men who know quality take their cue from stores.
Yes, stores. Refreshing as the whole outdoors. Never filling, always satisfying. Stores. Today's beer, backed by traditional quality since 1876.
On sunny Sunday afternoons we play the songs of old. We love to play for Valentine, the ale with brewer's gold.
It's got that big taste, big ale taste. Oh, that Valentine. Ale with brewer's gold.
Now when we play that papa, the folks cheer all the time. For brewer's gold, the flavor hops they use in Valentine.
Brewer's Gold, the rare strain of flavor hops. That's the extra something in Valentine ale that no other drink can offer. It's the ale with the big, big taste. So if you enjoy good living, good eating, you'll enjoy Valentine ale with Brewer's Gold.
Enjoy that big taste, big ale taste. Oh, that Valentine.
It's the genuine
ale with Brewer's Gold.
This man lives for adventure.
adventure is his business. Adventure is his pleasure, too. When he wants a beer, he wants Jack's. Because only in Jack's do you find a wonderful adventure in taste.
If you like beer with a capital B, with real beer taste with a capital T, mellow Jack's, smooth and clear, real beer taste for sure. Real beer taste, Jack's.
Jack's has a special way of brewing that captures all the fine, natural flavor of the world's choicest ingredients. Jack's is smooth, brilliant, real beer taste for sure. This man's business is moving mountains. His pleasure? The thrills of a sports car race. This man has a thirst for adventure. When it comes to beer, he wants Jack's every time, because Jack's is a wonderful adventure in taste.
If you like beer with a capital B, with real beer taste with a capital T, mellow Jack's, smooth and clear, real beer taste for sure. Real beer taste, Jack's.
Jack's has a special way of brewing that captures all the fine, natural flavor of the world's choicest ingredients. Jack's is smooth, brilliant, real beer taste for sure.
This is Miller High Life, the genuine Milwaukee beer that's specially brewed to be good with food. The beer that adds a golden touch to your favorite cheese snacks or brings a delicious lightness to a hearty roast beef. Miller High Life gives a simple hamburger a festive flavor. And with hot buttered popcorn, this beer makes refreshment really fun. Whoever you are, whatever your favorite food, cheese or roasts, sandwiches or snacks, enjoy them all with Miller High Life, the finest label on any table.
Ah, at last. Kronenbergenbogen. Correction, Kronenberg. I come to learn the secret of your taste. Speak! Dokie, okie, correction, okie dokie, Earthlager. Prepare for the body scan.
Age, taste, origin Strasbourg.
Ah! At last! Teleport me to the planet Strasbourg. Tell my mother I shall be late for supper again.
Kronenberg, strong but silent.
How does it happen? You're coaching the crew, or printing the news, or straining till you thought you would burst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter. You know how it happens. You're treating their sprains, or fixing the trains, or trying too hard to come first. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. A long, cold Vic. It can come at any time. You're taking a bow or feeding a cow. Matter of fact, I got it now. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter.
What makes the ideal pub? Well, all some people want is a village green and an oldie-worldy inn out of a picture postcard. Very nice. But to me, the most important thing is this, the free house sign. People come to free houses because they know they'll find a choice of bitters. Excuse me. So the bitter people choose most in a place like this has got to be worth knowing, hasn't it?
4 pints of tartan, John.
That's the one. William Younger's Tartan Bitter.
He definitely wasn't.
Try it, and you'll know why Tartan's not scared of a bit of competition.
William Younger's Tartan Bitter. It's the bitter people choose, given the choice.
For every great people, history has a purpose. The people of Romford could have invented television if they'd chosen to.
Forget it, love. There's nothing on for 53 years.
Romford men considered splitting the atom first.
Right, go on. So small already, it's hardly worth the bother.
They had thought of breaking the 4-minute mile.
No need John be a bus along in a minute.
No, Romford was saving itself for a greater glory. John Ball Bitter from the Romford Brewery Company. Romford's destiny fulfilled. In pints.
I've got to stay and clean the badger's cage.
Got to meet the new au pair.
I said I'd spray the cactus while Mary's out.
I'm staying in to wash me hair.
Long Life was the first beer brewed expressly to be drunk at home. So, whatever it is that brings you home, Long Life's the beer to come home to.
These are all real pubs, and they're all popular pubs. But what makes a pub popular? Real pubs serve real ale. The thing these pubs all have in common is Sherrington. Sherrington IPA. Not just real ale, but the best-selling real ale around London.
Sergeant, we'll bivouac here by this pub.
I think, yes, sir.
Sergeant, that's another 8 miles. The men are tired.
Leave them to me, sir.
Get your feet up there, will you? Williams, watch it.
Halt!
Halt! Fall out, lads.
Sergeant, if that other pub wasn't a good idea, why are we here?
Men will follow you anywhere, sir.
Tartan Bitter by William Younger. Worth passing a few pubs for.
3 pints of skull, please. Sorry, we don't sell skull here. Well, 3 empty glasses, please. Suit yourselves. Imagine that, lads. Full of skull. Clear, golden, beautiful head. And that flavour. Got a real smack to it. Lovely drop of beer, that, lads. Fancy another? Certainly. Clean glasses.
Skull drinking. It's the taste that makes you do it.
It's no good, Mr. Bullock. I told them we're full, but they won't go.
At ease, lad. Leave it to me.
What'd you tell them, Mr. Bullock?
Simple, lad. I just said, wouldn't you rather be Hebbling?
Hemmeling Light. Same strength, but low carbohydrate. Wow. Wouldn't you rather be Hemmeling?
For you.
Not bad.
Make a beer appear before my very eyes.
Bull.
Bull?
No, the Schlitz malt liquor bull. It's got more taste than beer, more quality ingredients than premium beer.
Hey, it's no illusion. Bull does have more taste than beer. Make another bull appear. Hey, you're pretty good. Don't say beer, say bull. The Schlitz malt liquor bull.
In a couple of hours' time, this club will be packed tighter than Blackpool at Bank Holiday. You see, in places like this, you get a choice of bitters from different brewers, which is more than you can say for most brewery-owned pubs. So it says a lot for the bitter that people choose most when they are given a choice. It's this one, William Younger's Tartan Bitter. Try it, and you'll know why William Youngers don't need to own loads of pubs to sell it.
William Younger's Tartan Bitter. It's the bitter people choose, given the choice.
Next time you're at Veterans Stadium, look for Carol Ann Zachney. She's one of the 10 usherettes in the contest for Miss Schmidt's Filly. Carol comes from the Olney section of Philadelphia and reminds all her friends there that the contest closes July 13th. Get a ballot at the stadium or wherever you buy Schmidt's beer.
Opening time, that's it. Could just do with a pint of skull.
Me too.
Imagine that, Sid. Full of skull. Beautiful golden colour. Nice full egg. And taste it, Sid. That flavour's got a real smack to it.
Nice drop of beer, that.
If you gentlemen wouldn't mind drinking up.
Skull drinking. It's the taste that makes you do it.
Well, I've been working hard to reach me target, to earn a few bob to take me down to market. The winkles took some chewing, but the rain was nice and warm. On the way to the pub, I fell in love, but I don't think much of yours. No, I don't reckon you're one. Roll up your trousers. Courage best, mate. Wash out your gills and jelly dills are good for your brain. With courage best, mate, you can keep the Costa Brava. I'm telling you, mate, I'd rather have a pint of Courage Best down Market in the rain.
Remember a pint of Best. Courage do.
At their brewery in Copenhagen, Carlsberg's brewing experts constantly strive to improve and refine their famous lager. But as they consider that Carlsberg is already probably the best lager in the world, they have little hope of success. How well? Carlsberg, probably the best lager in the world.
The Swiss, who brought you cheese with holes in it, mountain horns that are 15 feet long, and clocks that cuckoo, also have a recipe for a rather special lager, Hurleman. At Shepherd Neame, we recognize a good thing, and we brew it.
The pantomime season is with us once again, and happily we have arrived just in time to see Aladdin and his wonderful lamp. As usual, he gives it a little rub, but it seems that tonight the lamp is out of spirits. So Aladdin tops it up with a cold Heineken. And abracadabra,
Hello, my darling.
the genie is refreshed.
Hello. What is your heart's desire, oh masterful one?
I'd like my Heineken back.
And so, as you can see, Aladdin and his genie live very happily ever after. Only Heineken can do this because it refreshes the parts other beers cannot reach. Ingenious.
Life in the Bavarian forest was boring. The big event was me and Ronnie Rabbit watching a leaf fall down.
A leaf!
Hey. Then one day I discovered Hofmeister Lager with a picture of my grandpa on it. It had a cool cut on the back of the throat that was so good I decided to leave the forest. And so I found companionship. I found the left-hand screw to kiss onto the pink. But most of all, I found Hofmeister on draft. The moral is, if you want poetry, stand and stare. But if you want great lager, follow the bear. Hey.
Next, have you anything to declare? We're carrying rather a lot of extra taste and smoothness, aren't we, sir? Been abroad for over 300 years, have we? The King's Head, the Plough, the Dog and Pilchard? Are you staying at all these addresses? Listen, declare your contents or it's shandy time for you.
Cronenberg, strong but silent.
My girlfriend's name was Beryl. She was always pretty keen. Looking in shop windows, well, you know what I mean. she was subtle and persistent, like a lot of their kind. I sort of got the feeling she had marriage in mind. She wanted the proposal, I proposed a stagger nine. Up, stay sharp to the bottom of the glass. It was half the lads were quaffing, but Beryl wasn't laughing. The cool, fresh flavour didn't waver by a quaver. She said she wasn't happy, and couldn't I say that her pub was not the place to get down on one knee. Oh, extremely disappointed, I was forced to agree. Up, stay sharp to the bottom of the glass. Up, stay sharp.
For nigh on 300 years, Ben Truman has been smiling on the labours of Britain's hop pickers. Year after year, the good hops of Kent, Worcester and Hereford have found their way into Truman beers. Taste our tradition for yourself in a brimming glass of Ben Truman export draft or export pale. For it's as true today as always. You can taste the hops in Ben Truman.
Here, Schubert!
What?
Coming down to the beer cellar?
I haven't finished my symphony. Come on! A liter of Kronenberg will loosen your cord. Now you struck the right note.
Kronenberg Lager. It's given Europe more pleasure than almost anything.
Here, Schubert, what about your unfinished symphony?
What about my unfinished Kronenberg, huh?
Pum 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 pum.
By Worthington, that's beer.
The pubs of Plymouth announce that it's evening, a message the bowlers have well understood. And as turnstones turn their minds towards supper, the talk is of Teddy's last wood. It has drawn to the jack like a magnet. A shot Drake would have been proud to see. He might not have stopped for the Armada, but he'd have stopped for a pint of JC.
Sometimes there's only one beer good enough. John Courage. Man kann sich ihm einfach nicht entziehen. Beck's Appeal.
The reception seemed to go well, apart from your Uncle Jack.
Yeah, but it's really livening up there now. We mates getting into the school.
You say that again.
Oh, I can see it now. Clear and golden. Just the right amount of head. Whoa, it's got a real smack to it.
Well, what do you think?
I think I prefer it in straight glass.
Skull drinking. It's the taste that makes you do it.
2 pints of Hofmeister, please.
Ah, good.
Hofmeister. Great lager.
Shame about the wallet.
Geben Sie dem Mann am Klavier nicht irgendein Bier. Becks ist Becks. Wenn Sie diesen Schlüssel auf Ihrer Flasche finden, herzlichen Glückwunsch. Becks ist Becks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be
landing in approximately 30 minutes. Once again, may I apologize for the 8-hour delay at Malaga and for the severe turbulence during the flight, which I can assure you is most unusual. The ground temperature at Luton is a mere 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm afraid it's raining. Thank you.
Five cigars left, please.
And some peanuts, please.
I haven't sold a pint all night. This is why. Thank you, John Bull Home Brew. They make it and drink it at home for a heartbreaking 8p a pint. John Bull is a small country brewery's very own beer kit. That's its secret. That's why it makes a pint. It hurts to say it. So good. It could put the pubs out of business.
John Bull. So good it could put the pubs out of business.
In the dull and commonplace occurrences of day-to-day living, one thing stands out as a completely unique experience. Colt 45 malt liquor.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
In the dull and commonplace occurrences of day-to-day living, one thing stands out as a completely unique experience. Colt 45 malt liquor.